Shamaya, you did it.
STL Music.
Welcome back to the show. Yo, listen up, we back in the game. Sweep the league, we got the flame. All of it to the fullest every single day. We wake up, get it in every way. Right from the two in the global inspiration. Talk this sports and top news, no hesitation. Sweep the league is back. We always coming back, that's a fact. Wanna tell them that STL Music, remember we did it, where we at? Coach Jill in the house with the flow so tight. Every rubber rocks, that's we unite. Yeah, the best show, Monday through Friday. If this ain't different, they lying. We got the energy. When I say sweep, you say the league. Sweep the league, sweep the league, sweep the league, sweep the league. San Antonio, let's go. Sweep the league. Sweep the league. Sweep the league. San Antonio, let's go.
Hey, it's Rain Fernandez, and you're watching Sweep the League. Be sure to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and Facebook at Rain Fernandez, RAYNE Fernandez.
Hi, it's Sherilyn, and you're watching Sweep the League TV. Follow me on Instagram at official Sherilyn for more content.
Hey, this is George Iceman Gervin, and you're listening to Sweep the League Radio.
Sweep the league TV where legends collide. If the Cowboys fall short, we'll still ride the tide. Like Jordan in the clutch or Brady's last play, we bring the fire, keeping fans in the fray. Coach Gio and Rudy calling the shots, with Derek Coventry, Hall of Fame thoughts. So hit that subscribe, don't sit on the bench. Get in the game, every highlight's intense. The live stream's on, tell your friends don't delay. Like Kobe in the fourth, we're here to play. Sweep the League TV, where greatness resides. From the blogs at the drive, till the halls on the rise. We're all in on sports, NBA, CFB, and more for fans. By fans, it's the show you'll adore.
Because I want to walk with Elias.
All right, y'all guys want to walk with Elias. It's going to be happening very, very soon. We're jumping on right now. It's going to be just myself right now. It's going to be Rudy Campos Jr. for Sweep the League. And yeah, the announcement is coming pretty soon here. I would think maybe tomorrow. Talk and Sit with Elias, however you want to say his name, is going to be premiering pretty soon here. It's got a very special guest, kind of break down that show for you real quick. Wanted to come on, just give you guys a quick show announcement. That being Talking with Sith is going to be debuting hopefully this week. I think they're looking at about Thursday when it's coming on. So get your popcorn ready. Basically, that's going to be a show where it's a one-on-one type of interview thing. Sith is going to be talking to somebody, interviewing somebody. Could be fans of Spurs fans. It could be, co-hosts for shows. It's anything goes. It's no holds barred. It's basically Talking Sith. That's what it is. It's going to be a great show for you guys out there. It's something for the kids to be asleep for. Don't have kids in the room with you when you're listening to this. There's going to be a lot of 4-letter words, and we're not talking ESPN either. There's going to be probably a lot of 4-letter words. It's going to be as clean as can be. So, again, we'll be debuting. We're very excited for that. Sith Lord himself is going to be starting his show from time to time here. He's going to be dropping some episodes, and they will be live. A lot of them will be live. So, it's going to be fun. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be a new direction for Sweep the League and the Sweep the League Network. Again, be sure to follow us on our YouTube page, Sweep the League Network. Actually, Sweep the League TV, hit that subscribe button. Over 1,300 of you guys are putting up with us. We appreciate each and every one of you. We are growing day by day. Also, as you can see, TikTok at Sweep the League Radio. We're going to be trying to go live on Sweep the League Radio for TikTok as well. We'll give you guys even more content as we do this streaming thing, man. I mean, a lot has changed behind the scenes. So we're going to see how it goes. And hopefully you guys can stick with us through all these changes. It's going to be kind of hectic. You might even go back to the old days, to be honest with you guys. So, what's good, Leha, MCS General Contracting, dude? So go to their socials, especially on X. Their MCS is posting a crap load of photos, man. They just started a pool like days ago. It's already damn near completed. They poured the mud. They were slinging mud today. It looks fantastic. These guys are the best in the business. You know, every time you listen to Sweep the League, you hear about MCS General Contracting. Leha and the boys are going to take care of you right the first time. Every time, it's guaranteed to be done. It's 100% backed by Sweep the League. I don't care whoever else out there says that they do it right the first time. I don't give a shit about that. We've said it here every single time that you've heard about it from MCS General Contracting. It is us. We're telling you we back them. We have our word on it for them as well. So MCS General Contracting, the best in the business, making your dreams a reality. So shout out to Lehi. He says, what's good? Says, shit, I hope I make the cut. I believe you will make the cut when it comes to talking Sith, man. Again, you know, this Sith has got a lot to say, and he's got a lot that he wants to interview. So you're all right, man. We are the damn best. MCS General Contracting, the absolute best. The best company out there. I don't know what else more to say. If you guys don't believe me, well, screw y'all. Screw y'all if y'all don't believe me. They are the best. I'll put them up against anybody out there. That is MCS General Contracting. We're just going to get into a couple of news and notes tonight. That's it. I mean, I didn't plan on doing a show. I've got a lot of stuff I still got to do. So I'm going to bring up a little bit of stuff here. We're going to talk a little bit about the whole Kevin Durant thing. I got a lot. And to be honest, I got stuff I might even say on accident. Sorry if I piss you off out there. It's not my intention. Bullshit. It is. I don't care. I'm just going to say certain things, but let's get to a little bit here. Kevin Durant. Sam Amico did tweet out today, you know, a source, Kevin Durant prefers Suns trade him to the Spurs. I mean, unless you've been living under a rock, it's been pretty much rumored that he wants to be a part of the San Antonio Spurs. And to be honest, I did post something earlier about I don't have anybody blocked on Twitter, and that might change. I might become Mount Mutombo, rest in peace. I did say that, but you know, the thing is that it's not so much that I'm blocking people because of, you know, Kevin Durant news or I'm this source or I'm that source. I really don't give a shit, to be honest with you. I don't care if your source is your right hand. I don't care if your source is your right side of your brain. I don't care if you go and copy another person's work or you use AI. I don't give a shit. I don't listen to anybody's source. I don't care about whatever source you have. Doesn't bother me at all. I have my connections where I do trust Jeff Garcia on everything. I work with Jeff hand in hand. Him and I, you know, talk daily. So I do a lot of work with Jeff. Shout out to Jeff on Locked On Spurs. I'm on there quite frequently. I'm on there almost twice a week now. So I do work with Jeff a lot. I respect everything he does. Whatever he says, yes, I understand. Also, you got the national guy, Shams. You know, you got Brian Windhorst, who, yeah, you know, when I first saw Brian Windhorst on ESPN TV, looking like, you know, Jonah Hill from back in the day, I swore it was Jonah Hill, but no, Brian Windhorst, shout out to him. He does a great job too. You got your national guys. Everybody else, I don't dog shit on you or anything. To me, I just, hey, you've been calling Kevin Durant to San Antonio since 1995. I could care less. Cool. I mean, that's cool for you. Cool for everybody out there. You believe who you want to believe. If you've got the source, man, you've got the source. If you called it, you called it. I mean, the only thing I've ever said is you can go back to the months before Stephon Castle was drafted. Derek Gervin, who is a part of Sweep the League, did come out and he did say De'Aaron Fox would be a Spur. Now, his source was De'Aaron Fox's father-in-law. You can't really get any closer than that, agent or whatever. But I will say, you know, Sweep the League does take credit for that because we were announcing it way back before even Stephon Castle was drafted by the San Antonio Spurs. So I will take credit for that for those guys. But what I'm trying to say is I don't care. Post what you want, man. Post what you want. You know, people get pissed off because, you know, well, look at this. Look at this. You know, I've been saying this, you know, since I was in kindergarten. I said that Kevin Durant would be a Spur since I was in kinder. Good for you. I don't really care. I mean, I saw a post like all day today. I'm like, geez, you know, y'all gotta chill with all this stuff. You know, it's cool. It's all right. Post it. I don't mind. That's just my little rant there. I'm not picking on anybody unless they're gonna pick on me or they're gonna suck shit. I'm not gonna pick on anybody. I don't go about that because man, if y'all don't see that whole Vegas thing about YouTuber on YouTuber crime, that was sad as fuck. That's why a lot of you crazy motherfuckers are on the internet now, especially on social media. Y'all go after each other. It gets personal. Y'all do you. All right. Y'all do you. Leave me the fuck out of it. That's all I'm going to say. But if I have to get involved, I'll get involved at one point or the other, like how with the laughing emoji here. Jeff Garcia, Lockdown Swears. Rudy Streets are saying that Clay believes Clay is better than Concrete at MCS. Man, nothing tops MCS General Contracting. Clayface, doesn't matter. Clayface, you know, Booty Crumbs, whatever. I don't give a shit. Nobody tops MCS General Contracting. They're the best in the business. And you know what, Jeff? You should be proud because when it comes to Sweep the League, you've got the best in the business for MCS General Contracting. And we also have the best in the business when it comes to Spurs reporting. That's Locked On. No, don't sling mud at each other. Build the dreams of everybody on the Spurs side and on the reality side for MCS General Contracting. See how I did that? It's like I grabbed both flags there and I put them together for you guys. I'm about the peace right now between Locked On and MCS General Contracting. What's good, Rudy? Poodle Blue Devils. Tar Heels still suck. You wouldn't say Tar Heels suck to me, man. And you would give me some credit when it comes to the Blue Devils when I was talking about Kamal Malak going to the Spurs if they can trade up for him. I don't think he's going to happen. I think he's actually going to go to Washington. He could go 4 to Charlotte. He could go to Washington. He will probably go to Atlanta. I don't see him dropping to the Spurs. So you got to give me credit, Tim. Give me credit on that. Rudy, why are Spurs coming out of the woodwork and acting like they got sources and get out ready? If you call, that's what I'm trying to say, man. You know, I don't know. I'm going on a little rant here. I'm just saying, you know, hey, if you got the sauces, like, you know, Leha and Lala Susio say, if you got the sauces, cool, man, cool. I'm one for saying, list your source. List your source. I mean, just list it. If they're gonna be like, I'm not gonna tell you any, I'm gonna tell you, and believe me, guys, look, I've got the credentials like a lot of people have. I've covered Spurs games. I'm still in the works of covering more Spurs games. I've covered football. I've covered baseball games. I've covered sports, not as in depth as a lot of other people have. You know, I don't devote my time entirely to that because I have a family, and I don't get paid for it. I do it all for free. So if I got paid for it, it'd be different. But what I say is this: I have people that tell me stuff. And if they are like, you know what, I'm letting you know it's confidential. Guess what? I don't say it. I keep it for me. And then when it happens, I don't go on Twitter and say, oh, guess what? I knew this 10 months ago. Well, no. If my sources are cool with me saying something, I'll say it. But I ask them, can I repeat that? Can I shout that out? Yeah, go ahead. I'll say it. And I'll give them credit. Unless they don't want credit. But at the time that they don't want credit, I still won't say it. That's my thing, man. If you got the sources, source it. If you don't, cool. But don't ever lead a post that says, well, my sources are per sources. If you're not going to list anything, man. You know, journalism 101. Let Clayface know we're out there in the 105-degree weather. We ain't seen him out there. Clayface, yeah. Dude, come on. MCS is better than Clayface ever will be, right?
Give me a hell yeah.
Yeah, see, I mean, that's exactly what we're talking about, man.
Yeah.
This is the best. Clayface don't have nothing on him, Jeff. There's no reason to get him all worked up like that. Locked On Spurs, I got sauces, and they always cook it. He's telling the truth, man. He's telling the truth. Adlos is my dog. Hell yeah. Clayface talking smack, Leha. And it says, Rudy, is the fact Rutgers led by Harper had a subpar season, no NCAA tournament spot be a concern? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You know, you're going to base what happened in college. Are you blaming Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey for Rutgers not making, you know, the NCAA tournament? I mean, it's kind of sad if you're going to blame two guys for not making the NCAA tournament. Last I checked, it's a team game. You know, the NCAA, yeah, they had two of the best players in the land, but they're still freshmen. I mean, it's not like you had the Fab Five in Rutgers. And if I'm not mistaken, I think wasn't Ace Bailey injured for a little bit? Harper had a little bit of injury concerns as well. I mean, so you're giving them guys 1 year. I mean, they didn't make the tournament. Okay, they didn't make the tournament. They still played good enough to be top 3 picks. So, no, I mean, it doesn't mess up anything for Dylan Harper. As of right now, it's Cooper Flagg, it's Dylan Harper, and it is Ace Bailey 1, 2, 3 as of right now. Could it change? Well, tell you what, it could change at any opportunity, anytime, man. Henry Cavill's the GOAT. Zang Bang. Yeah, dude. Shout out to Zang, dude. I know that MF is he's a burner account, but you know what? He's one of the best burner accounts. Speaking of burner account, man, how many fucking burner accounts do you people get out there? I mean, there's no limit on making a burner account. Like, I mean, all of a sudden you see a guy, well, I'm retweeting this and I'll check it out. I'm like, this dude only has like 30 people following him. And funny, the people that are following him, chances are they're bots and the one person he retweeted. I mean, seriously, how many burners does X that you have? If it's unlimited, well, shit, I need to jump on that burner bandwagon. I need to go get me some burners. I mean, because I'd love to post stupid shit all day too and get burned on that side and make my profile page look pretty cool. I mean, what? I'm just saying. What the fuck? Sources say that Ron Killings has more views than Cena and CM Punk's segment. Wasn't it 1.6 million for Ron, former Truth Killings, and then 1.5 for Cena, CM Punk? Damn! Right. I think that was right. You gotta confirm me on that. Give me your sources. Give me your sauces, Tim, on that. Jacob Eric, grading the market's own Jacob Eric. They were live on Saturday, this past Saturday at 1 p.m. They're probably going to go live again this week. Hopefully we'll get you a whole lot more card breaks when it comes to grading the market. I almost bought a box of Prism today at Walmart. I don't know what it is about Seguin Walmart. They got a lot of the good, basketball stuff, but I didn't buy it. I'm tired of buying, boxes at Walmart, and my best card is, a green refractor Larry Bird or something. I mean, that's kind of bullshit that you pay all that money. You can't get a really good card on that. So no matter. Leha, these bitch boys be making so many different accounts. A bunch of frauds. JKY jelly bitches. What? I agree on what that. What the fuck? Leha gets the applause tonight. I love that, man. Yep. That is love it, man. Good to go for Leha on that one. You get the applause tonight. Shout out to Leha, MCS General Contracting Zone, Chris Leha, Locked On Spurs. Rudy Vassell gets dealed. Isn't that a kind of a good thing for Harper? Logjam at guard, San Antonio Spurs financials. The conversation I had earlier with Derek Irvin. I talked to him and we talked about, okay, so if Kevin Durant comes, obviously Devin Vassell is going to be a part of that. And number 14, who would you get rid of? If you go Vassell, Sohan, Keldon, and 14, to me, that's a lot. You're giving up a whole lot on your bench there. But if you end up going Vassell, Barnes, and 14, you're able to keep Sohan and Johnson. When it comes to Devin, if they don't make any move and they keep the same team, it's two things. You either tell Devin you are a role player, you're a bench player, you're coming off the bench, no questions asked, no nothing. That's your new role. If he accepts it, then the Spurs have a very good deep bench there. If he doesn't, you move on from him. You trade him for whatever you can get. He's got to accept that reserve role. There's no doubt about that. He has to accept it. So getting Harper's great for the team. Does create a logjam at guard position, but it's not as bad as you would think. Devin is still in a really decent contract for him. So I'm okay with it. Doesn't really affect me too much when it comes to Devin. He just has to accept that reserve role. That's what I'm saying on that. Rogue Shinobi's in here. Man, I love that. What up, Rudy? Question for you. Why does everyone want Harper so much? He seems like a higher upside offensive version of Castle without the defensive prowess. So the thing with Dylan Harper is this. Now, truth be told, I'm being 100% honest with you guys. Truth be told, I would rather have Ace Bailey at 2. Small forward, fills the position you need, is a shooter, can score. You know, he's going to fill that role that the Spurs really need, you know, pushing Devin off to the side. Here you go. Let's bring in Ace Bailey. The potential for Ace Bailey is through the roof. I love it. But for the Harper thing, everybody wants Harper because, hey, he's ready. He's NBA ready now. You know, and I'm not going to use the, his dad is Ron Harper thing. We know who his dad is. His dad is one of the best two-way players to ever play the game. So taking that out of the equation, because Dylan Harper is going to create his own path. Ron Harper is going to guide him, but it's going to be Dylan Harper's, you know, career to build. But he's NBA ready. He attacks the basket. He can shoot the ball. He's got a very, very high basketball IQ. You can have De'Aaron off the ball and have Dylan Harper run the point. Don't worry about his defense too much. His defense will improve. But remember, De'Aaron Fox got to the Spurs and he was averaging almost, 2 steals a game. You saw how great defensively Stephon Castle is. You know Victor can protect the basket. So you don't really need big time defense from Dylan Harper. So don't worry too much about his defense right now. Think of the scoring. So I'm going to use this as an example here. Oklahoma City. Hate throwing that out there. But Oklahoma City. I dare you guys. I asked former NBA players, guys that have played in the league. I've asked a couple. And they have a very tough time figuring this out. Oklahoma City. This is the best team we've seen since when? Now, the Pistons with Chauncey Billups, yeah, a great defensive team. Oklahoma City's putting up defensive numbers. They're as stingy on defense as they were, but Detroit didn't have the offense. Oklahoma City gets a check mark. There's no modern team right now, and in the past, 25 years maybe, there's no team that they could come up with and I could come up with that compares to Oklahoma City. Dare you and everybody else say, this is the perfect team right now. The best team we've seen. And the only team, and I'm going to throw him out there, Derek Irvin, the only team he could come up with was the Boston Celtics with Dennis Johnson, Danny Ainge, Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish, Larry Bird. I think Cowens was on that team. He said that team played similar to OKC right now. So if you want to talk, we're talking 40 years ago. We saw a team that's comparable to Oklahoma City. I totally agree with what they say. And I'm telling you guys, I bring that up because of Harper. You add another great ball handler, another great scorer, and the potential to be a better defender in Dylan Harper. Now you're starting that path of going down a great two-way team. A path like the Thunder. They have one thing that they checked off, and that was trade for SGA, who we didn't know was going to be an MVP candidate. If you knew when he was on the Clippers or when Charlotte drafted him, LA didn't draft him, Charlotte did. If you knew that and you said, I knew he was going to be this good. He was going to be an MVP candidate.
Detector test determined that was a lie.
Nobody knew SGA was going to be an MVP candidate. But with your question, Rogue, it's this. The answer is that's why. Because the potential is there. Now, quick tidbit. Dylan Harper doesn't have as high of a ceiling as Ace Bailey or Cooper Flagg or a couple of other guys. That's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. The reason why I say that is because he's already scratching that NBA surface. He's got the knowledge already. So I'm not saying he's not going to get better. No, he's going to get better. But the ceiling's even higher for like a guy like Ace Bailey, who is just coming into his own. To where when Dylan gets in the league, I think Dylan's going to be an automatic guy. He's going to be, a star in the making, possibly a superstar eventually. But he's closer to being as NBA ready as anybody in the draft. So that's the reason why you go after him with the second pick right now. Again, my choice, which again, I'm not the GM for the Spurs, and I'm sure a lot of you people love that. My choice is Ace Bailey. I would take Ace Bailey, but when you've got the type of talent that Dylan Harper has, you take Dylan Harper. Appreciate the question, Rogue. Leha, if they go on Saturday and my card comes in this week, I'm going to jump on and show off an epic effing banger I snagged on eBay. Damn! Are we ready for that? I hope it comes in. I want to check this card out, man. Grading the market this Saturday at 1 p.m. Eric, Jacob, Eric, and Anthony, fantastic job. Need those Stephanie Vaquer cards. Yeah. Got to get them. I'm going to look for some WWE stuff. If I can find a WWE box somewhere, I'll definitely grab it. And we'll give away every card in there to somebody. We'll give away some bunch of cards in there. 1.6 million for Ron Killings, 1.5 million for Cena and CM Punk. Yeah, that's what we were saying a minute ago. Devin was supposed to be the second coming of Bruce Bowen. That can shoot. Very disappointing. So going back to that Devin draft, remember, you're fresh off of Kawhi leaving. The whole Kawhi incident. You're very fresh off of that. Good thing about the Bruce Bowen thing. I can understand that. But the Spurs were still trying to find that Kawhi Leonard replacement. Because remember, they drafted Lonnie Walker. I believe it was the year that they traded Kawhi. They went and got Lonnie Walker, hoping he could be, that next two-way player for him. Well, Lonnie had a lot of struggles, obviously. So then the Spurs go and draft Devin Vassell, hoping he can be that next two-way player. Now, the potential with Devin was, like myself and Derek Urban said, he had the potential to be Scottie Pippen-ish type player. Very long, can play defense, can shoot, can score. But he just peaked way too quick. And I think he already hit his ceiling. Nothing bad. But again, that was the outlook that we had for him. And didn't work out. But yeah, I mean, is he disappointing? He puts up numbers. He just doesn't put up star numbers. And honestly, he doesn't put up starter numbers. That's my thing. So he doesn't put up starter numbers. That's what I'm talking. This is the only podcast show broke the news about Jaylen Brown to the Spurs. You know what, Tim? I would love for you to post that all over Twitter, all over X, all over your socials, because you are right, man. We are the only ones that posted Brown. I didn't see anything else going on, but hey, you know what? We're not going to brag about it. I didn't have any sauces.
Yeah.
Appreciate you remembering because you're one of the guys that did remember. We did post about Jaylen Brown being rumored to the Spurs potentially. Austin got mad when I asked him. Glad you didn't yell at me like he did. Yeah, man, I'm not, dude. You should know if you listen to Sweep the League enough, you know I don't yell at people. You guys ask me a question, I'm gonna talk back. We're gonna have a good laugh about it. We're gonna discuss it. I'm here to talk sports with you guys. I'm not here to make you feel low. I'm not here to make you feel bad. I'm for the people, by the people, man. That's the way this show's always been. All of us here that are hosts on Sweep the League, we're all the same way. We love to have the conversation. I'm not going to call you stupid. I'm not going to call you a moron. I'm not going to tell you your takes are shit. I'm not going to do nothing like that. I respect your takes. If I don't agree with your take, I don't have to agree with it, but I'm never going to make you feel down or low about it. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to try to prove to you, hey, this is maybe the way you should think. At the end of the day, if you say, you know what, here's the middle finger. I don't trust you. I don't think you're right. I'm right. We're going to shake hands. We're going to grab a beer. We're going to move on because, hey, we don't know, man. None of us have those sources or anything, man. Appreciate that, Rogue, man. I got you. Anytime you want to ask, you just ask, man. Rudy, with Giannis staying in Milwaukee, does the chase from all NBA teams for KD going to drive the price tag for him higher? I know San Antonio is the main focal point. And probably because we're in San Antonio, that's all we see. But, you know, like I mentioned on Locked On Spurs, and I did mention on Sweep the League last week, I told everybody, the Spurs aren't the only team. I actually think Denver has a legit opportunity. They've got some assets they can move. And Denver, with KD, Jamal Murray, and Jokic, that's a sick lineup. That is a title contending lineup. The Knicks are a part of it. Miami's a part of it. Houston's a part of it. There are so many teams that are a part of this Kevin Durant fiasco. It's not just the Spurs. And you know what, Spurs fans, other teams, they can get better packages for Kevin Durant. They can present Phoenix with way better packages. I think the Clippers just entered the discussions for Kevin Durant. So, Spurs fans, you got to understand, you're not the only team in town. And I get it. Hey, apparently you see all the leverage part. The key word tonight is leverage. Spurs have all the leverage. KD tells his agent, I want to go to San Antonio. Okay. Guess what? Kawhi Leonard wanted to go to LA. He was telling Pop in the front office, I want to go to LA. Pop and RC didn't give a shit. They accidentally misspelled Los Angeles and they spelled it Toronto, Toronto. They sent him up north, across the border. Just because you think a player has a leverage doesn't mean it's always going to work that way. Remember that. Yeah, the players control the league, but at the end of the day, you're not going to F with a person's business. So if Phoenix decides they can get a better deal somewhere, hey, you don't want to be here. So we're going to ship you off to where we want to get the best deal for you. Hopefully it's San Antonio, but if it's not, oh well, do your time for 1 year in Houston and then sign with the Spurs in free agency. It's a business, guys. At the end of the day, it's a business. I understand the talent is there. It just feels like we're doing down the same path the Kings did. They knew Fox was starting, kept drafting guard instead of position. So hence the reason why I say I like Ace Bailey at 2 or possibly trading back 1. And I kind of made mention of this. I thought, well, what's the chances? And it's not, I'm not saying this is anything big, but what are the chances Spurs say, let's trade back to 3, ask for Philly's 3, send Devin to Philly, maybe get Tyrese Maxey in return. Because then you're pairing Jared McCain and Dylan Harper alongside potentially Paul George and Joel Embiid. So that young backcourt looks a lot more sexier in Philly. I mean, that was something I toyed with earlier. Wasn't really going to talk much about it, but I mean, you don't really need Tyrese Maxey in San Antonio, but you may as well get what you can. But if you get at number 3, you can go get Ace Bailey and be okay with it. Then, you've got, a really, really good scoring lineup right there. So I don't know. I get what you're saying. It feels like the King's path and stuff, but where I feel like it succeeds more is you have two very young guys in Dylan Harper that would be coming in and Stephon Castle, who necessarily don't need the ball in their hand to be effective. And actually De'Aaron Fox as well. I think De'Aaron Fox could be a really good off guard. So the difference between Sacramento and San Antonio when it comes to the guard position, Rogue, is the fact that it makes sense in San Antonio because they're surrounding De'Aaron Fox with guards that can actually fit his style of play. To where in Sacramento, it wasn't like that. I think, what was it? Was it DiVincenzo was one of them? I'm trying to go remember all the Sacramento guards there. And I don't consider DeRozan one because he's more of a small forward. But, you've got different guys there. But I understand what you're saying. The thing is with Castle and Fox, they were playing really well together already. Dylan Harper, again, you can move De'Aaron off the ball a little bit. You can also move Dylan Harper off the ball. But and now I'm not skipping comments, guys, but I did see this. Hallie and Monk are big ones. Yeah. So the thing with Halliburton was Sacramento needed a big man. They needed a big man in the worst way. If I'm not mistaken, Marvin Bagley was the big man there. So they had the opportunity to get Domantas Sabonis. You make the deal. I mean, you got to have a big man. It worked out, obviously, when Fox and Sabonis, they ended up going, almost to the Western Conference Finals, if I'm not mistaken. Lost to the Warriors. So it was working for a while. I think they added too many star pieces after that with DeRozan and stuff like that. It just didn't work out for that. But the Hallie and Fox thing, it could have worked out. Halliburton probably could have played more point guard. Fox would have been more off guard. But they just didn't give it time. They needed a big man. They had to make that move at the time. It was just a massive move. Plus, Indiana had Miles Turner as well. So they had to make a move, man, because they weren't going to re-sign both guys. They were going to probably end up trading one of them anyway. So that move had to be made. Jacob Barkin here, Grady Market, Saturday at 1 p.m. Almost done here, guys. Robert, what's up, Rudy? Do you really think we will get Jaylen Brown? So Boston is looking to move Kristaps Porzingis mainly. I'm going to say right now, let's do 20%, 25% that the possibility is there. I'm going to say it's possible that you can possibly get Jaylen Brown. Makes a lot of sense because Boston does not want to pay that much over the salary cap, like the tax. They are trying to get under. They're under new ownership. New ownership doesn't want to pay all that money. So look for them to be making some moves. If they have to move a big name, it's probably going to be Jaylen Brown. I don't see them moving Jason Tatum, even though I think I'm going to go out on a whim here. I think Jason Tatum might have already hit the ceiling. I don't think we're going to get very much more out of Jason Tatum. So kind of what you see is what you get. But as far as Jaylen Brown goes, I'll put it at 20% that the Spurs may make an offer, but it's all going to depend on what happens with Durant, what happens with a couple of other guys. Also, don't forget John Morant. There's another name that's on the move. He's not coming to San Antonio, but he's another name to be on the lookout for as being on the move. Shout out to maybe Orlando. They need a point guard in the worst way. So keep an eye on that. But as far as Jaylen Brown goes, the possibility is there, man. You never know. The possibility is there. They got to get under the cap because they do not want to pay that big old luxury tax going to be coming. Plus, Horford's a free agent. I think they will, like I said, they want to move Porzingis. But if you're able to move Jaylen Brown, get some younger pieces, get a couple of draft picks for him, they can still be very competitive. I think Derek White's a free agent. They'd love to probably re-sign Derek White as well. So we'll see what happens. I think you're going to see a lot more come draft night, and that's where you're going to see a lot of action being taken place. We're done for the night, guys. I was only going to be on here for a minute just to talk about Talking Sith, which is going to be hopefully debuting this week. If I'm not talking, I talked to Elias. So that should be debuting this week. I appreciate everybody jumping on. It wasn't supposed to be this long of a show, but nonetheless, I appreciate everybody jumping on. Be sure to hit that notification on YouTube. All you gotta do is search Sweep the League TV, hit the notification bar, hit the follow, then hit the notification bar. That way you can be notified when we go live, especially for shows like Talking Sith, as well as Grading the Market, all a part of Sweep the League. In August, Sweep Unplugged comes back, so we're getting more interviews with that as well. Appreciate everybody's support. Again, remember TikTok at Sweep the League Radio. Be sure to hit that follow button on there, and appreciate again everybody for joining us here tonight. So for Derek Irvin, for Coach Gio, for everybody a part of the Sweep the League Network, this is Rudy Campos Jr. Until we sweep the league again, we'll see you there, knuckleheads. Are you looking for a contracting company that gets the job done right the first time? Look no further than MCS General Contracting. MCS specializes in top quality concrete work, including patios, driveways, foundations, and swimming pools. The team of experts are dedicated to delivering exceptional results and unparalleled customer satisfaction. At MCS General Contracting, they're not just hardworking, they're local. Based in San Antonio, they are committed to building relationships and trust within the community. That's why MCS guarantees your satisfaction. They pride themselves on getting the job done right the first time, every time. So why wait? Contract MCS General Contracting today to schedule your project and experience the difference for yourself. MCS General Contracting, building a better San Antonio, one project at a time. Proud sponsors of Sweep the League.